One thing I think it's important that we all remember is the principle, I guess, in the gospel of enduring to the end. As your mission comes to a close, it just gets harder and harder and harder to keep going. I assume life's that way. I'm not there yet, but I would bet it doesn't get easier. But the beauty is that it gets more and more and more worth it. I remember on my last day, some things hadn't worked out, and I had to get a bus ticket in a different bus than all the other elders and sisters in my zone that were going back to the mission office. So, accepting that as the Lord's will, not knowing why, I just bought the ticket and made it work. And I got on the bus and it was almost empty. But I sat down, and one of the other 3 or 4 people on the bus was seated just right across the aisle from me on the bus. And I was just like, oh, this is the last chance I'm gonna have to talk and to teach the gospel. And I tried talking to her, and she just did not want anything to do with me. And so, not to be dissuaded, I kept talking to her and just talked about her major and the things she was studying, made fun of how people hide from the missionaries, and she laughed and confessed that that is what she does when the missionaries knock her door. And we were talking for probably about an hour before any gospel topics came up. But then she mentioned that her best friend had just died 2 weeks before. That she'd been asking if there really was a God, if he was fair, why bad things happened to such good people. And it was such a blessing to be there, to be able to open the scriptures and talk and teach, to feel the Spirit as strong as I've ever felt it in any house and in any lesson there in a crowded bus on the way up to the mission office. I don't know what happened with her because I left. I gave her the number of the zone leaders so that they could teach her English, because she was doing poorly in her English classes, she had said, and so that they could teach her the gospel. But what I do know is that God gave me chances to teach and share and serve and learn and love up until the very last moment. And that'll be the same way for all of us.